All right, problem 3 gives us that a and b are positive numbers, and we want to match each of these equations to its graph. So maybe the first thing we need to remember is slope-intercept form. So that was y equals mx plus b, where m was the slope. And b was the y-intercept. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, let's just start off with number 1. I have 2y equals ax. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this in y-intercept form, or slope-intercept form. And to do that, just divide both sides by 2 to get y equals ax over 2. So the slope of this line is a over 2, and its y-intercept is 0. So it's got positive slope, because a is positive, and 0 for its y-intercept. So that means it's going to match up with this first graph here. Matches with 1. Because I have positive slope, and y-intercept is 0. Okay, so part 2, or equation 2, also isn't in slope-intercept form, so we should probably put it in slope-intercept form. To do that, I'll just add b to both sides. So I get y equals ax plus b. So the slope is a, so it's got positive slope, and the y-intercept is b, so it has positive y-intercept. Looks like that's going to match up with graph 2. So graph 2 has positive slope, and positive y-intercept. So matches with 2. Okay. All right, so the third one gives me something that's already in slope-intercept form. It gives me y equals negative bx minus a. So we have negative slope and negative y-intercept. That looks like this should match with this guy who has negative slope and negative y-intercept. So this will match with 3. Number 4 is a little bit different. There's no y here. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to multiply both sides of this equation by 2 to get x by itself. So I get that x is equal to 2b. So this tells me that y can be anything. That's how I like to think of these. So y can be anything. But x has to be equal to 2b. So I think that's going to match with graph 4. Let's make that bigger. because y can be anything. But x is equal to 2b, so x is fixed. So we get a vertical line. Okay, so the next one, number 5, gives us something in slope-intercept form already. It gives us something with slope that is negative and a positive y-intercept. So that looks like it's going to be this last one. This guy has negative slope. And positive y-intercept. So this one matches with 5. Okay, so for number 6, this is not in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form by subtracting b from both sides. And I get y equals ax minus b. So I get something with positive slope but negative y-intercept. So that's going to match with graph 5. So matches with 6, equation 6, because we have positive slope, but we have negative y-intercept. And finally, that leaves us with 7. So 7 is y equals a plus b. If I have y equals something, like that's just a number, that'll give me a horizontal line, because x can be anything. So that will match with 3. So graph 3 matches with number 7.